Yes, 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 it's another Tuesday evening, and you are listening to Soul Perspectives here on CKUT 90.3 FM. My name is Dominique-Ferguson, and I'm in studios with
Renee Jordan.
And we have a legend, a pioneer that's in studios with us tonight. He goes by the name of Alan Prater, musical genius, musical prodigy, musical genius, mentor, all of the things, as far as I know and understand you, brother. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing wonderful, being blessed, man. All thanks to God, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in and talking with us. It's a pleasure to have you here. I know you're a legend, at least in Montreal, and a mentor to many. You've been on the scene with community a lot. You do your own thing as well. So, because of COVID, we like to do like a check-in with our guests. And how has it been during all these times right now for you?
For the COVID, man, it's been kind of crazy, man. But like I said before, I kind of welcomed it in the beginning, being isolated because I have my studio at home and I can just sit and write and do my thing. And I was coming off a situation with me health-wise, and so it gave me a chance to chill.
Right.
So it's kind of cool, but now it's been long enough, man. Just want to get back to the regular life, doing things and playing music and seeing people and hugging people,
Yeah.
Even dapping everybody.
Yeah. The physical contact has been, like, I believe, one of the more difficult aspects of, like, not being able to, like, touch people. That's
exactly. That's
you
what
realize
we do.
how important it is to your well-being to be able. Even a handshake is a nice firm handshake. It's like, damn, when was the last time I gave someone a handshake?
It's true, man. It's so true, man. Human touch is important, man.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So, as you said that you've been writing and working on music, what have you been coming up with?
Well, I've been writing for a long time. I've been involved in music all my life, so I've been writing.
Maybe before we go there, we can go a little bit onto, tell the people who you are. The people that don't know, people who are now finding out about you. Let's start from the beginning. Who is Alan Prater?
Well, Alan Prater, son of Julia May Prater. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm living in Montreal right now. I've been in music all my life. Music has been my joy. I've been in music and athletics, to tell the truth about it. But I been playing music since I was in the 4th grade.
Okay.
From violin to drums to horns to.
Was that a music-based school that you played all of those instruments at? No,
actually it wasn't. It was a school, just a regular high school, all-black high school, and they had music programs and athletics stuff, of course. And I since it's an elementary school, my mom, I guess she kind of got me into things. My dad is a gospel singer. My mom was a singer a bit, and I was always in church, but I didn't get music. I didn't get into music during the church or anything like that. It was just like, it just happened to be that way. I would love dancing, and I guess I was performing from an early age because my mom used to, at her parties, man, used to dance and stuff. She'd always have me to dance for her friends and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that kind of like got me going. But I started playing violin, tried to play violin in the 4th grade. I think it's something like 8, 9 years old. It didn't work out too good though. But I kind of moved to drums in junior high school, and from drums to trombone, and trombone to trumpet and tours and stuff like that. And I've always been into music. Music and athletics was my thing. Running track, playing baseball, basketball, football, excelling in both ways. Both activities. But that's who I am, man. Just a musical child. I guess I was a musical child, athletic child, and like most black folks are, we do things, and that's who we are.
So you settle after playing all of those instruments and excelling in sports. You decided to settle on something. What did you decide to settle on or into?
I decided to settle on playing music, man, full time because it was a short story. I was a track star in high school and doing very good in approaching records and all that kind of stuff. And I when I got to my new high school, my track coach kind of talked football coaching and me playing football, flanker. And I could play the sport, man, but I was really small. I was really a little dude, man, 4'11", wow. Very fast. Yeah, very small. And I got hit one day, man, and it was the end of that story. And that's not for me.
Like,
straight to the band.
Woo! Hell
Yeah.
no!
So you weren't permanently injured, but you were shook enough
I
to
was
just.
shook. Oh, girlfriend, I was shook, man. I was like, man, people not supposed to be hitting people like that. It's not supposed to be like that. So I got right, man. I was partially knocked out because people. All I can remember was people standing over me saying, "You all right, Prater? You all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And I just took off my togs, man, my shoes off, cleats off, and ran right to the band room. And from then on, it was the end of the football and started.
And all about the music.
Music is all about music then. Yeah.
Okay. And what was the first stop on your musical journey?
My first stop was playing trombone in my high school band.
Okay.
You know, coming from being a drummer, and I started to play trombone because in the high school I went to, I guess it was all black high school, and there was so many musicians, and my band director said to me that I wasn't getting a chance to march in the marching band for the first couple of years if I played drum because he had so many drummers. Right. And so I asked him, what kind of other instruments you need? He said, I need trumpet and trombones. So I looked at the trombone and said, I'll play that. And in a year's time,
you were in the band.
I was in the band marching, and in a couple of years' time, I was selected as one of the top trombone players in high school trombone players in the state of Florida. So in 2 years of that, being the top trombone player in the state of Florida in high school, and then I was traveling doing symphonies and studying symphonic schools and stuff like that. I could play the instrument very well. Wasn't really that interested in it, but I could do it very well. It took to me very well. So that started my journey as being a musician. You know.
Okay.
Then university. Then we got in university. That was incredible. Cause my university was like Florida A&M University, Marching 100. That was like,
wow.
You ever seen the movie?
Okay.
Yeah,
like a drumline thing.
Drumline. Exactly. But my university started all of that.
Wow.
Truth be told.
So
and that school I went to.
Did you have to go through the whole hazing and the whole thing to get in?
Oh yeah, and my trip was double thing. It's hazing to get into the band, period. Because you're marching, people who are marching and doing shows, we got about 270 some people that's on first team marching, and you got maybe 300 people wanting to get in. So you'll be hazed, and you're gonna be challenged if you can play that horn or not, whatever. And at the same time, the first year I was pledging my fraternity at the same time too, music fraternity.
So you were getting double hazed.
Exactly, man. So it was crazy like that. But love for it, man, and just wanted to be somebody. It was all good.
So you said you pledged a fraternity, and I don't know. I think most people who are not in the United States don't really have a good sense of what a fraternity is, or at least I don't have, outside of watching movies and seeing what they do. And I'm like, how much of what is shown in the movies is an actual reflection of how fraternities really are? Well, at least the fraternity that you were in.
Yeah, well, it's pretty accurate, man. It's it's the Black Greeks, and some from way back when. I can't even tell you the date, but it's pretty accurate. When I see things in movies like that, it's you pledging to be a part of something bigger than yourself, a brotherhood. And my fraternity was a musical fraternity. Right. So everything was about the music, and you meeting these legends around, Quincy Jones and oh man, so many different people. Herb Adderley, there was a lot of cats around that went to my school, and they was part of that fraternity. So you wanted to follow those lines. Yeah. Yeah, so it was pretty accurate, man. You go through all these hazing just to prove yourself, and then once you get in the brotherhood, it was all gravy then,
Did it have any advantages once you leave school, like that you were a part of that fraternity?
Yeah, because you meet people while you're in school, and you meet people from different walks of life because you're in a university that's housing people from all over the country. So you leave university, you may go from Florida, just for instance, Jacksonville, Florida to Chicago, and there's a fraternity there, and you got brothers there, and so you let them know you're coming into town. You're right in there, and anything you need, your brother will take care of you.
Wow. So it's the hazing might last a month or 2 months or 3 months.
It lasts about 3 months, a semester.
Right. But once you're in the fraternity, it lasts a lifetime. It's a brotherhood for a lifetime.
That's right.
Do you think that that's something that should be put in like a larger number of places, or what do you think about?
We're in the States is huge.
Yeah,
it's huge. The brotherhood, any fraternities. I mean, and you have so many Greek fraternities. It's you guys don't have it here, so you can't see the scope of it. But
I think we have two. I think just two, and I think there's like one for girls at McGill. I think one for the guys at McGill. But it's not a big thing.
It's not prolific.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because every university, especially black colleges, you got you may have 12, 14 fraternities in that particular school.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Everybody, it's such a beautiful thing, man. To be, you got this friendly competition against each other and stuff, and it's just a brotherhood, man. It's sisterhood that everybody enjoys, and that's part of our coming up. That's all we knew. So
that's how the university began. And during the university time, you were traveling a bit. What was it like? Was that the first time that you actually got to travel a little bit?
Yeah, exactly. He said it right, because the first time I got hooked on music, I think, and what the benefits of it, the perks of it, in my university, we played a lot of like presidential inauguration parades and stuff like that, and we did Super Bowl, we did All-Star game, Pro Bowl games. So we were flying all around the country, and when our band hit the field, man, it was like nobody wanted to go for drinks and stuff at halftime. We ever get everybody stay in the stadium and watch this show, and all the applause and all the acclamations, man. You come off the field, that kind of.
Who did you play with during the Super Bowl?
It was my university, Florida A&M University.
Mm-hmm. But you played at the Super Bowl. Did you accompany?
Yeah. No, it was my university that was the feature at halftime. Wow. Like back then, you didn't have you had like you do at halftime now. You had Presse playing one year, you had Beyonce playing one year, Michael playing one year. You had all these people playing halftime. That's what we did back then. The bands played halftime in the Super Bowl and the All-Star game, whatever. And we were the feature band there, and so we were the stars at that moment. That's what kind of, like I said, got me hooked on being, taking this thing kind of like, this could be cool to get applause for the rest of your life, and that kind of thing.
I'm curious because, like, typically I'm from a Caribbean background, and like typically the arts is just discouraged by, especially Caribbean folk, and I can imagine that depending on where you grew up, it may be reflected so in the States as well. But you were fortunate in that you had two musical parents. And was there at any point any doubt in your mind or any doubt in their mind that this is something that you could pursue and have a long career, at least live comfortably with?
Well, no, it wasn't encouraged that much because I come from a single parent family.
Okay.
My mother had 4 children. She raised the 4 of us. So anything all of our siblings would get into, mom was always encouraged to, just do the best you can and be respectful, and do the right thing and enjoy it. But we never thought about having a career in it. It was just something that you got into in schools. And after that, most of the time, you got into it after university. You left, you're going to be a teacher, or you get a job doing something else, Mm-hmm. And in my neighborhood, we didn't have any people around that did music, like on this level, or in this genre, like the R&B singer or funk player. But there was one guy, Walter Clyde Orange. He was a drummer for the Commodores in my neighborhood. And he was one guy that was kind of different from everybody else. We kind of like saw him every now and then. So it kind of, but never thought about making a career out of this thing until I left university. Once I left university and got into playing local bands and doing cover bands and stuff like that, that kind of like did. So between that and going back in athletics, wanted to be an Olympian, wanted to be a musician, wanted to be an Olympian, wanted to be a musician. So it was just back and forth with that for a while. And every time I would try to do sports, I would come across an injury, and then I would go to music. Right. Every time I put the music under my belt, I go to sports. And then
you didn't like getting hurt.
Eventually, man, it was like, okay, you can't do this sports thing because I keep getting hurt, man. And God was trying to tell me, man, like, yo, it's over here for you. you know. But I wasn't paying attention, man, and so got my attention, and it started off, man, it was cool, and from then on, my eyes was on Presse, you know, and playing with, and started moving along, playing with other artists and seeing how they did it, and that was the addiction.
And about what age were you when you finally were like, okay, I'm leaving this sports thing behind. I'm gonna start taking this music thing seriously because the universe, God, whoever is conspiring to put me on this path. Around what age was that, and what was kind of your epiphany? If you
yeah, it's funny you say university or God, whatever. But I guess when I was in my mid-20s, when I had my last injury, I should say, and I was laid up. I released the record. Me and my band called Transit. We had just released the record in 1982, and I was playing basketball one day. We released the record. The record was charting, man. It was doing really good on radio stations around, and it was just starting to take off, man. Brand new band, just signed a new deal and everything, just the kind of thing. And went to play basketball one day and really blew out my knee terribly, and couldn't tour. And at that time, sitting down trying to heal, I had this epiphany and said, you know, and it showed me the way that this was happening for a reason.
Right.
And from that moment on, instantly, it was just like no question about it. Music was my thing.
Right.
It was all a sign for music.
Just in case you're tuning in for the first time, we are talking to Alan Prater. He is the leader of the band The Brooks, and they recently dropped an album called Any Day Now, and he's made Montreal his home. Florida was his birthplace. Montreal is his home, and we're talking to him about what he's doing. He is a legend, a long-standing member of our community, the Black community on a whole, and a musical just inspiration. We're gonna take a quick break because we got music to play, and we're gonna be playing the whole album tonight. So keep it locked. You are listening to Soul Perspectives here on CKUT 90.3 FM.